Oi, you. Over here. Oh, this again. How does he do it? Oh, yes. You must forgive me. I do not like to be interrupted when I wish to tell stories. Please, have a seat. Let us talk. I am sure you know why you are here, otherwise you would not have sought me out. So, you have heard the first tale of the Master Mirror, and you wish to know more. Well, you have come to the right place, but I must warn you, coming here to see me is a risk. For normally, if the Master Mirror knows of your curiosity, it is unlikely that you will leave alive with your soul. However, due to the contract he signed with Enzo, he will spare you for being curious about the souls that he has encountered and ultimately claimed. Without this contract, you might not be so lucky. But I suppose that is whatsoever a man soweth. Curiosity. There's an irony to it. The story I will be telling you involves the quality of curiosity and its many potential side effects. Now, by the time you watch this video, you will have already known a few things about Master Mirror. He is someone that likes to test humans. Why, you ask? For no other reason than it amuses him. There is no greater danger to public order than the bored and powerful. Normally you would think that this would be a petty business, but when a failure of the test results in the loss of the subject's soul, then it suddenly becomes a greater problem. As you can see, in the world of The Witcher, the Master Mirror is not someone who wants to make it known to the universe that he is a threat. In fact, he is no different from any other human. He just wants entertainment. It is simple. He will grant people wishes in exchange for some very gruesome offerings. I remember when he granted this man a wish to win back his wife in marriage by sacrificing his own brother. This is part of his test, you see, to see how much a person truly desires what they want, because he will grant them exactly what they wished for. You may also know him of his use of spoons, if you thought to pay attention. There is not so much to that, but perhaps avoid those who have a predilection towards wooden spoons. You never want to attract the ire of the wrong person. Another warning I shall give you is this. The Master Mirror does not like it when people wander into his inner workings and operations. In fact, he despises it to the point where he will happily toy with and curse those who have attempted. Such is the fate of one Professor Shakeslocke. Pity. Such a waste of one's life. I respected Professor Shakeslocke. He was someone who dared to venture into the workings of black magic, something that would scare any human just by the mere mention. He made it his life's work to learn the ways of black magic, and well, knowing the way of the world of The Witcher, there's plenty of ill will and dark magic to go around. He could have spent 5 lifetimes learning about this arcane art, and if I was a gambling man, and I would never think to gamble for my soul, he would not have even been able to uncover half of the capabilities of black magic. Unfortunately, someone with a mind as brilliant as his made him a target for many people, and it ended up costing him his life. From what I recall, at first he was approached by witch hunters, who decided that his knowledge was dangerous and was better put to use in their service. And so they kept guards at the door in front of his house in Oxenfurt. While technically, by all definitions, he was a free man, the witch hunters had complete oversight over who entered and left his home. Freedom was not the right term. However, the witch hunters were the least of his concern. A man by the name of Olgierd von Everec approached him and paid him quite handsomely in order to learn more about the nature of Gaunter O Dimm, and to see if the professor could find a way to lift his curse. After listening to his story and learning of the events that had occurred between Olgierd and Gaunter O Dimm, and how the former's life had drastically been changed, Professor Shakeslocke went to work, reading old tomes to see if there was anything about Gaunter O Dimm. And learn he did. I would say the most significant detail he learned about the nature of the contracts is that the Master Mirror grants poor souls what they wish for, but not exactly what they want. So bear in mind the next time you make a wish, choose your words and intentions very carefully, for he does enjoy exposing the true nature of humans. In fact, Shakeslocke learned so much that he was even granted a visit by Gaunter O Dimm himself, who was not happy that the professor was looking so deep into his nature, and decided to create a magic circle and stated simply that if Shakeslocke were to leave this circle, misfortune would follow and he would shortly perish. Quite frankly, I was surprised he was able to last in that circle for an entire year as a blinded old man. I truly do wonder what kept him going for so long. He was always being preyed on by nightmares, and a shivering feeling would creep down his spine whenever he approached the runic circle's boundaries. Despite being blind, he was able to feel the presence of the circle and know its limitations. It was not long after that he began experiencing dreams of having a daughter who was no older than 10 years old. He knew it was a dream, but she showed him so much love and compassion that he felt it himself, and started to show parental love for her in return. How kind of the Master Mirror to give the professor a reason to sleep, considering the fear he felt from his previous nightmares. Now, whenever he slept, he would dream of his life with his younger daughter. Whenever he slept now, he would dream of his life with his young daughter. Her name was Emily. Unfortunately, this facade would not last, and Master Mirror caused her to die in his dreams by catching an illness that pocked her whole body with hideous, oozing sores. Watching her die at the professor's arms, crying and begging for help. It must have been quite the devastating scene. You don't believe me? You will see it all in his journal. A year later, a rather famous witcher came to approach the professor, after receiving a tip from a good friend, that he may know more about the nature of Master Mirror, and thus the professor told him everything, even of a trick that may bypass the contracts of Gaunter O Dimm, considering Gaunter's love for human souls and games. However, for this to happen, one must challenge him in a game of wits by putting your soul on the line, for it is the one thing that the Master Mirror cares about most. Having explained this trick to the Witcher, the professor ended his life by, accidentally, stepping out of the runic circle. Misfortune indeed followed, and he perished shortly after. The just reward. Curiosity's only reward. Depending on the choice that the Witcher then makes when he reaches the Temple of Little Bonnie, it turns out that the professor's trick works, and Geralt manages to banish Gaunter O Dimm after solving his riddle. It seems that humans are smarter than I give them credit for. So I suppose Shakeslocke's death was not in vain. Whether or not he deserved such a fate, I leave to you. But when one delves so readily into the inky black nature of the arcane magics, and peers into the void, one must be careful that the void does not peer back. And there you have it. Thus concludes the story of how an old man whose curiosity resulted in the meeting with one Gaunter O Dimm. I may mention again that you took a risk coming here to listen to his story, but, according to the Master Mirror, he has made a deal with Enzo, and thus has granted me permission to tell this story without consequence. I have no doubt we will meet again in the future, so until then, don't let the spoon hit you on the way out. I was also told to tell you to like this video and subscribe if you wish to hear more stories. That will be all. I will be seeing you soon.
And we're doing another giveaway for a subscription to the Band Again YouTube channel, and the winner is... Oh, exciting! Woo! The winner is... It's you! Woohoo! You just activate that subscription down below. Congrats!